Hi, I'm Doug Black. I'm editor of Inside HPC, and today we're talking with a member of the Dell Technologies HPC community. He's Ari Berman, CEO of BioTeam, and someone I've known for several years. Ari, it's great to see you again today. Tell us, what is BioTeam and who does the company help?
Thanks, Doug. It's great to see you too. BioTeam is a scientific computing consulting company who specializes in HPC, cloud, and IT services in a realm that empowers and makes science-oriented organizations successful in their scientific missions. So we bridge IT and science together through a lot of experience and classically trained scientists and technologists in the same organization.
Okay, and why is HPC an essential laboratory tool that researchers rely on to advance their work?
Sure, that's a complex question, but the simple answer is that biomedicine and life sciences research has become incredibly data intensive in the last 10 years, driven by extreme innovations in laboratory technology that seems to double on the order of months instead of years. There's devices that can produce, 25 terabytes of data a week or 5 terabytes overnight of information. So there's just an enormous amount of data, and the analytics, the complexity of the analytics is very, very strong now in the field. So about 70% of life sciences researchers really need to utilize HPC in some form or fashion at this point. In order to even do their research. You can't do it on your laptop anymore. You can't do it on a workstation. And some of them may not know that they're doing work on HPC due to using a platform or some sort of application or that abstracts it. But it's an essential tool now. You can't do modern science without it.
Now, according to your website, BioTeam takes, quote, an integrative approach to streamlining computer-aided research from the lab bench to knowledge. Can you describe the variety of backgrounds your team must have to accomplish this?
Yeah, it's a good question. So we have about half of our staff are PhD scientists who are classically trained in a life sciences or a related field, and another many folks who have master's degree training in those areas, and then a number of folks who are IT folks or technologists who have worked in science organizations before, that is blended together into a very integrated team that really does understand the entire ecosystem from a lab bench or a clinical laboratory all the way through generating knowledge with computer-aided science in between with advanced HPC and technology. So we really try to view the entire thing as one seamless ecosystem instead of various silos that you have to stitch together. That's what that means.
Okay, and in the current pandemic, what is BioTeam working on in the fight against COVID-19?
Yeah, so we got involved pretty early on. Since science is our mission, we just jumped in and started some voluntary efforts. And so we've been working indirectly with the National Institutes of Health on their efforts, helping on the data science side, and some strategy and advisory work. We've also been working with the Pandemic Response Data Commons, which is something started out of the University of Chicago and has a large consortium. So we've been helping develop a data commons platform to help bring data together from across the world into a unified format that can be analyzed in bulk rather than spending a lot of time transforming data so you can analyze it at once. So we've been doing a lot of that, and we've been advising various pharma companies on some of the directions they can go to help bring therapeutics a little more to light and that sort of thing. So we've been doing a lot in that space.
Okay. Now, Cloud HPC, can you give us an example of how it's enabling your core mission at BioTeam?
Sure. Well, the last example of data commons is a great example. The idea of a data commons is that it has a system, a platform that has a wealth of data at its core, and a number of platforms built on top of it that uses common compute. And in large data sharing environments like that, cloud HPC is critical. People have to be able to spin up and spin down resources as they're trying to analyze it, analyze the same data sources, data sets through API calls, and have various platforms on top of it. So data commons is one of those places where cloud HPC has become very cornerstone in our space, and also in testing environments. And if an organization has a smaller or modest HPC system, but they need for a week a giant one and they're willing to invest, they can go to the cloud and use that. And so that's something we've been working on too.
Okay. And how about machine learning? How's that coming into play in BioTeams' work?
Sure. So machine learning, and more specifically, neural nets and deep learning, that's really starting to come into play in a lot of spaces in life sciences, mostly in clinical diagnostics and imaging diagnostics. So radiology, looking at lung images, diagnostics of automated diagnostics of cancers and pathology processing and diagnostics, helping pathologists hone down on regions of interest that could be a disease state. Those are things that are starting to come into the forefront of everyday medicine that came out of AI and machine learning. There's a lot of other stuff going on, like in natural language processing, to help extract useful information from journal publications. But it's really in the research phase, and just starting to come into more of a production phase on a lot of it.
Yeah. You're known to be very generous with your time, coming to events like SC19, the other major HPC industry conferences, and the Dell HPC community meetings. Why is cross-discipline community participation like this important to your mission?
So we feel that science and computing and HPC, it's all one community, really. We all have a lot to learn from each other. We can share a lot together, and nurturing that environment in the pursuit of generating knowledge and having the appropriate architectures to get there with modern techniques. It's really important to our mission and to moving science forward in general. And those communities are very helpful to us. We learn from other sciences and other domains, business domains, and every now and then we have something to give back to, which is really important to us.
Okay. Well, you've certainly showed a lot of leadership in that area, Ari. Great to see you again, and thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Doug. Great to see you too.